I've got this QSee security system. It's model number HD QSee 918B. I got this from Costco about 4 years ago, and it still works as far as the security system goes. All the functions work except for the app stopped working. That is the iPhone app or the Android app, as the case may be. And trying to get that working, I have a regular network connection on the back. This one doesn't support Wi-Fi, but that stopped working, and my understanding as to why it stopped working is this company went bankrupt and they're no longer supporting the app, so I can no longer use this system with my iPhone. The plan here is I got this new DVR from Amazon, and it's also almost identical system. It's a Tiger CQ 8-channel security system. It's just the DVR part of it. And this particular one did not come with a hard drive, because I plan on taking the hard drive out of this old one, swapping it into this one, and then using their app support to be able to see my cameras when I'm not at home. The first step of this process was to make sure that this DVR system is compatible with the one I have. I opened the back of this and I verified that the hard drive inside here is a SATA style hard drive, and the connectors on here look just like the advertised connectors in the new one. So I'll be able to just swap the hard drive out, and I think I'll have to format it at that point. I also wanted to make sure the cameras were compatible between the two, and these are analog cameras. You can see they use the coax connector, and there's 8 channels here. So as long as these are they claim that they were compatible with the analog cameras, I should be okay there. So the challenge awaits to swap out the hard drives here. I'll put the hard drive from the old one into the new, format it, and then get that working and see if I can get the app working and have my security system up and running for less than the trouble and cost of buying an all-new system. This was about $119 off of Amazon versus relatively inexpensive overall security system, but all the cameras still work, and I have some spare cameras. It's an 8-channel system that came with 8 cameras. I only use 5 of the cameras, so I have 3 spares. So if one of the cameras goes bad, I can just swap it out. So the idea here is to save the trouble of having to replace the whole system, and also the cost of having to replace the whole system. Let's see how this goes. Okay. This is what remains of the QSee DVR. It's just the circuit board, the connectors, and the hard drive's been removed. Here's the hard drive right here. You can see it's a 2 terabyte, in this case, Seagate SATA hard drive, and these are the 2 connectors for the hard drive. So I looked online, and it looks like these are the same connectors that the new unit will have. And this is the Tiger CQ. Doesn't really have a model number on the front, but it does say 2 megapixel, which I know that's what my cameras are, and there's enough channels with 8 channels. And this is the model number I got to go along with my QSee. So if this works, then this is the good model to get. I've just got to cut a couple screws off and put the hard drive in this. This is a rear view of the TS302T08 DVR. You can see this one has the 8 channels over on the left side. What was nice for me is this has the VGA connector, because I'm using this with an older monitor that doesn't have HDMI, and also it's got a couple USBs there. It comes with a mouse, which is nice, and it also comes with a remote control that adds some functionality. Okay, we're looking inside the new DVR now, and there's actually 7 screws. There's a few on the back if you're taking this guy apart. It's not usual that as soon as I buy something brand new, the first thing I do is take it apart, but 7 screws, and the lid pops off. It does look like the hard drive wires that connect the hard drive are pretty much the same, looking from the old to the new. And it looks like these 4 holes in the bottom of the hard drive match up to the 4 holes in the bottom of the new DVR. The new DVR also came with a set of screws, which I have the old ones still. So I'm going to install this, plug it in, and we'll power it up. I'm not that familiar with hard drives and how they connect, but it does look like the 2 connectors have a feature on it that makes sure you always plug it in, go in the right way, because it'll only go on one way, because the fitting, the connector is like an L shape in both cases. The connectors have like an L shape that makes sure you can only plug it in one way. Okay, as soon as I got this guy powered up and the connections made in the back, it looks like it's seeing all my cameras here. and then I just got this menu, startup menu. The hard drive light hasn't lit up yet, but I got to set that up. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, I got to this part where the hard drive was and it said error, but then it was waiting for me to format the hard drive. Are you sure you want to format? Yes. And now it says recording, and the light came on down here. Also, all I had to do was change the format on my videos to make them go color. I changed, I think it was CVI format is what it suggests. Set the date and time. So I don't have a cursor right now, so I'm waiting for this to finish formatting, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to download the app while I'm waiting for that to happen. Okay, everything's up and working. I got my cameras showing up. I've got the app working. There were some reports online that the app was slow. For me, the app works pretty good. It probably depends on your network connection. The only issue I had was in trying to get my network up and running. There was something wrong with my Ethernet cable. I had multiple points where I had to, do connections. After it came out of the wall, I have a connection there, and I'm going downstairs and another connection. And so there was, although it checks out that the Ethernet cable should have been working, for some reason it wasn't communicating. And so I tried using it with my laptop and it still wasn't working. So I knew there was something wrong with my Ethernet connection. So what I ended up doing, rather than trying to run a new line through the whole house and connecting, I just ended up getting this mesh router here. This is just a node to my current AI mesh router. So it acts as like more than an extender. It actually is like a second entry point. So I was able to plug the security camera system, hardwired, connect that one with an Ethernet cable directly into the back of the mesh node. And that ends up also taking some of the Wi-Fi load. So wherever you're closest to, this one will take some of that Wi-Fi load off of the regular router. So once I had a successful, internet connection or network connection, then everything worked out here. So I was able to replace and get my security system up and running for a lot less and a lot less trouble and a lot less money than replacing the whole system by just replacing the DVR and swapping that hard drive over. So good luck with that. Thanks.